Okay, so now we'll be looking at the psychodynamic, kind of psychoanalytic approach and some criticisms to that, and what it means to us with these bigger ideas of, I remember, idiographic, nomothetic, whatever we talked about last time. So as a personality theory, it's deterministic. It's this thing called psychic determinism. Okay, so it's basically the idea that, sorry, psychic, there. It's the idea that everything happens in one's mind has a specific cause. And this cause lies in the structure, the way it's actually shaped, right? The purpose of psychoanalysis, therefore, is to find the cause that in the structure by kind of digging deep into kind of the hidden part of the mind and treat whatever symptoms the patient may have. Okay. Now, as a theory, in kind of when we look at it overall, it's both idiographic and nomothetic. So it's both idiographic in the sense that we're looking at this universal thing throughout all society that everyone has, but also it takes individual differences into account. The coverage of it is partial. Okay? So we don't get full coverage of things in our of the personality, as opposed to other things we look at later, like existential, which is like holistic, and behavioral, which is really minimal. It's kind of in the middle. It's kind of not too specific and not too broad. Also, because we've got this determinism, we sometimes have a bias, which we'll look at in a second, which is the subjective observer bias. And in a way, we can say that the focus, and this is what kind of they wanted you to say, the focus is negative, as we'll look at in a bit. Treatment is done through dream therapy and clinical hypnosis and free association, all this subjective stuff, right? Which has problems. It's really hard to test a lot of the theories in psychoanalysis, and that's partly because there's not much empiricism to it. There's not many numbers we can crunch up to give a result in the end. Okay, so it's kind of hard to find good evidence for it. Sometimes it's a little sexist, and sometimes it's got this subjective bias, also called observer bias, which kind of takes into account the way we can interpret a lot of things in a lot of different ways, almost in a confirmation bias kind of way. Right? So that's psychoanalysis, kind of a bit of an intro for that. What we need to remember is that it's deterministic. That's like one of the big ones, and then next time we'll see what the structure is.
Cut study time with concise video summaries by top students. Visit spoonfeedme.com to view more free videos in this course and hundreds of others.